afternoon and welcome everyone to the AvaTrade live Q&A webinar. My name is Danny. I'll be giving you the webinar today. Before we will begin, as always, we would like to make sure that the chart here is visible for the audience and the sound is in a proper level. So if you can please comment in the question section that the sound is okay for you. I need at least few people. Let's also check it from my end. Okay, sound seems okay. And let's see if my screen appears. Seems okay. All right, but it doesn't show the whole image. If somebody can confirm that the chart is visible, that can be great. Then we can begin. Okay, you can confirm it through the question section at the left-hand side. You just write the chart. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. All right. So we're going to begin. Like I said, my name is Danny. This is the AvaTrade Live Q&A webinar. The purpose of this webinar is to let you guys enjoy the, of course, the questions that you want to get the answers for. And we're going to begin with a quick introduction to the webinar, what will happen in every step. Firstly, we're going to have the common questions, which is a question set. Unfortunately, my screen, it seems like it's gone black. I'm not sure if you're also seeing it on your end as well. I really hope that it works. Okay, I hope that it's working because it seems like it got stuck. 1 second, I'll try and fix it. Okay, I hope that it's any better now. Right, so we're gonna have, like I said, we're going to begin with the common questions. We're gonna have questions that has been gathered from other previous webinars and live Q&A previous webinars and so on. And then we're gonna go through the dynamic questions, which is questions that you guys will ask along the webinar. So that means that in difference from other webinars, that there is a segment for every end of segment to ask questions. So you can just ask the questions all along the webinar, regardless what I'm explaining, and you can get the answers accordingly. Okay, so first it's going to be the questions that we had that has been brought up from other webinars, and then we're going to have dynamic questions, which is questions we're going to have on the way. And thirdly, we're going to have a little more information, kind of a page where I'm going to send you some links to save you time, and I'm going to share it with you through the chat. Okay, and lastly, we'll have time for analysis. We'll discuss the analysis. Otherwise, if we'll be part of the question, if the questions we'll ask for analysis, maybe we'll speak about something else. Okay, so first it's better that we'll cover this part as well. So any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only, should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, recommendation, or a suggestion. Guys, I'm telling you up front, this webinar will be uploaded to our channel. Okay, it's being recorded as we speak. So don't get disappointed if you have to leave, or God forbid there are things that you couldn't fully understand. You can just comfortably go to our channel and see it as many times as you want, my explanations, until you get it right. Okay, so let me just make sure that the webinar is recorded as it's supposed to be, and then we will begin. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, it seems like that everything is okay. Like I said in the beginning, my name is Danny. This is the AvaTrade Live Q&A webinar, and we are going to begin with the questions that we have received. Okay. Okay. So the questions that we have are, let's see, what investment should I begin with? Okay. That's a very I can only guess that this question refers to what amount, right? What amount should I don't know. Okay, let's keep it this way. How does the news affect the market? Okay, How can I find a good entry? Okay. Should I use signals as a beginner? That's also fine. Should I follow another trader until I have my own strategy? Okay. All questions seems pretty okay. Okay, so we're gonna begin with the first question is always what amount investment, what is an amount, what is an amount of investment I should begin with. Now that looks 100 times better. I should begin with. There we go. Thank you, Marianne. Okay, so it seems like something just got jammed, but now it seems like it's working. Okay, so what is an amount of investment I should begin with? Okay, now we're going to begin with this question. And we are going to have a nice notepad with the answers. Okay, and we will discuss the answer for this question. Okay, guys, this is how it's supposed to look in the beginning. This is the web trader. The way to get to it is just to log in with your email and password. Okay, there is a question by Vajira. Can you tell us which time frame chart we should look each time frame? How we read? That's an excellent question, Vajira. Even though I think I can split it to two questions, and it's very likely that I will have to recompose your question. Okay, but that's a lovely one. Thank you. I will surely get to it briefly. Okay, can you tell us? Okay, we'll get to it. It's a lovely one. Okay, so what amount of investment should I begin with? Okay, what is an amount of investment I should? So guys, before I will explain about the question, just a few moments to understand how I even got here. Okay, so this interface is called a web trader. To get to it, all I have to do is just to log in to avatrade.com. Okay, and if I can't see this interface for some reason, I can just access the live chat, which is right here at the bottom left, and I can ask them to apply that interface on my account. Okay, to get to this interface, I just do it through the browser. I don't have to download anything. I just log in into AvaTrade and it's supposed to look just like that. The few things that I usually do is I click here on the crosshair to change this tiny arrow-ish, and I change to the crosshair. Otherwise, I won't get any information from the chart. So it's quite mandatory to analyze with. I just change it, okay, from no crosshair to crosshair, and then it happens. And the other thing that I must do is I minimize the chart to be exposed to the rest of the information that I have. Okay, otherwise it occupies the whole thing. It occupies the whole screen. I must minimize this guy, and I can fold it down a bit. Now, for opening the sub menu here, the side menu, I must click sell or buy, and then there we go. Okay, so we said usually it comes this way, and then I minimize, I change the crosshair, the order doesn't really matter, and then sell or buy makes the sidebar appear. Okay. Now, what is an amount of investment I should begin with? Okay. To be honest, I'm not even sure that this question is composed properly, but we're gonna cut it some slack. What do you think is an amount? Okay, and also I guess that this question do refer to beginners. Okay, otherwise it's very dynamic. So what do you think is an amount that is advisable to begin with as a beginner? Right, we're gonna state typically five options. Okay, what do you think? What do you think is an amount that a beginner should begin with, right? What would you do? Let's suppose that you have all of those amounts. Let's suppose you have $10,000 in your bank. You now you're thinking, what's the best amount to go ahead with? What would you do? Would you deposit 100, 500, 1,000, 5,000, or 10,000? Okay, so for those who deposit 100, I can tell you that 100 is great to get the account running. Okay, although I wouldn't expect to make it too far with 100. Okay, the reason is, let me show you. Even if I'll take something considerably cheap to other commodities like crude oil, okay, just as an example, and I want to trade, you know what, let's just keep it as it is now, 0.1. I just want to have 100 barrels. Okay, there are a few things here: take profit, stop loss. We're going to explain in a moment what they are, what they are doing. Okay, and now the price per barrel is 68.6. Okay, just on a nutshell, buy or sell 1 unit over $1 price difference will result $1. Therefore, if I do this exercise with 10, it will result 10, and if I do this exercise with $10 difference, it will result $10. In other words, with 100, if it goes up $1, I should make or lose 100. Now, take profit, what it does is it lets me understand. Let me just quickly connect what's happening here. We are trying to compare what is the best amount to begin with. Now, to do that, we must understand the cost for things. Okay, what is the difference? What if I put 10,000 or 100? Does that mean that with 10,000 I'll make more money? Not necessarily. Okay, let's see. So for this comparison, what I've done is I've put this equation, which means that I'm going to multiply the units by the price difference. Okay, and the way that I'm doing it is I click here on the take profit, and then the platform will remember the price that I'm aiming for to close it with a profit, which in our case is just $1 up. Okay, and there you go. You see, it's $100 higher because I have 100. There is a very, very generous question here. Okay, this question for sure I'll have to recompose, but I'll paste it as it is. Okay, I'm just gonna paste it as it is, and then we are going to see how we can get this sorted. Okay. Okay, we'll get to that, no problem. Okay, thank you for the lovely question. So as I said, the case here is very, very simple. We have 100 barrels. So if we are having 100 barrels, just like 10, okay, so that means that 100 barrels over $1 is going to get us $100. Okay, so that means that with 100, I'm not going to be able to pull off this position. Okay, I don't have enough. You see that with if 1 barrel costs 68, 1 unit costs 68. Okay, so 68 multiply 100, how much is that? That's 6,800, right? Now, we have something called leveraged. Leverage is we're not gonna go too deep about leverage. I'm just gonna tell you that leverage is a multiplier, and what it does is it lets you buy or sell more units with the same balance. So if your leverage is 1 to 10, as it says here, my value can be reduced by 10, can be divided by 10. So instead of 6,800, how much do I really need? Just 10% of it, right? Which is 680. Unfortunately, with $100, I cannot do that. Okay, unfortunately, with 500, I can't do that either. Only with the 1,000, okay, only with the 1,000, I can take this position. Now, I can do one of few things. A, I can add more funds to my account, or I can reduce the position from 100 to 10, but then I'm gonna make less money. How much less? This much. Okay, you can see 10 barrels, which is the bare minimum, 0.01. And if it goes up $1, you're gonna make $10. In other words, what more money allows us to do is to take a bigger position. Okay, bigger position means that I can make more profits on the same movement. Okay, the other thing that it means is because if, for instance, I will put the same 1,000 that I had before with 100, okay, and this costs 685, okay. There's a question here by Malik. How is it cost so little? So Malik, the reason is the leverage, okay? The reason is the leverage. Okay, Malik here is asking how it costs so little. So the reason is the leverage, okay? It lets you buy or sell more. It multiplies your financial ability as if you had more capital. Okay, so it lets you do that. It lets you have it with only 10% of it. Okay, because we're multiplied by 10. So what it does, if I'll have 1,000, okay, to be able to take this position, and still I reduce it to 10, what happens is my margin usage is considerably lower and my balance is much, much bigger. So what it lets me do is it lets me sustain this position for longer time. Okay, guys, I want you to understand that your margin is supposed to do one of few things. Okay, it's supposed to give you buying power or selling power, never mind, buying or selling power, and the other thing that it's supposed to do is to hold your positions. Okay, and the reason is, let's suppose that I took this position. Okay, I took this position with 100, no problem. Now almost 70% of my capital is in this position. Okay, 68% to be honest. What do you think that can happen, okay, if I can't comply to the margin impact? The margin impact, as I have explained multiple times, is the true necessary amount because of the leverage, or thanks to the leverage. Okay, what happens if I can comply to the margin impact? What do you think? Let's suppose that, God forbid, I took this position and God forbid I'm losing another 400 quid. Okay, another 300 quid. I have a balance of, let's say 1,000 here. Okay, 1,000. Okay, and I'm losing $400. I'm now maybe $300. $300. So that means that I'm heading to a margin call. What does that mean in terms of my account, guys, and my position? Okay, so Arya here wrote that the position will be closed. That's not yet. That's very it's it's not there yet. It's about to happen because again, the margin requirement is 685. As long as I can fulfill that, I can keep holding the position. That's how it works. Now, when I have more money, let's suppose I don't have 1,000, I have 5,000. I can keep holding this position even if I'm losing $300 at this point. So that means that if I'm taking this position with the 100 and God forbid it gets to here, okay, $3 down, I can sustain the position and I can hope that it's going to correct itself and go up again. If I have a little amount, if I have I don't know, 1,000 or God forbid or 700, I'm gonna get closed very, very fast. Okay, let me show you that. There you go. Okay, so this is weekly candles. That means that it's been here this week. So if I don't have a lot of money, one small movement and I can accidentally boom the account. But with more money, I can sustain it for more time, which helps me sustain the position until hopefully it's going to get the profits. Is that understood? That's exactly right. So Malik, you wrote down, is it keeping you alive for more time? The answer is yes. It's keeping the position alive for more time, and it lets you it lets you sustain the position until it gets the profit. Okay, if it gets a profit. With smaller capital, not only that you're limited to a smaller position, you're also limited to sustain this position. Okay, because every dollar down, you're gonna lose 100. Okay. All right, so we understand that each of those amounts is fine, but we should consider that 100 is a very minimal amount, so not necessarily I can do a lot of things with it. 500 is a bit better, but still it doesn't let me take a position like that. I could take a position like this if I want. Okay, I can take it even with 100, but it's going to take almost 70% of my capital. Okay, 5,000 is much, much better because it allows me to diverse. Let's not forget, guys, this is a single position, okay? So 700 almost, that's only with crude oil. If I want to trade wheat, okay, or platinum, or Boeing, or Amazon, or Google, can I do that with the rest of my funds? Absolutely not. Because another position like this is even difficult. So other things. So I must remember that the money needs to do a few things. It's giving me buying or selling power to diverse, to take the position. Second thing is to hold the position in case things go sideways. So I don't want to get wiped just because the dollar against me. I want to be able to survive. Okay? So this is what it does, and this is what makes the difference. Now, the answer to this question, what amount should I, is a beginner? I'm not really sure, to be honest. Not really sure. I'm gonna put down here that it depends on the plan. I know that some people are gonna get upset because it's, but I just don't have an amount to. Okay, that depends on the plan. Okay, and as I said, those three things is something we must remember. Okay, what the capital is supposed to do. How does the news affect the market? Okay, we're gonna leave this for a second. How can I find good entry? That's analysis. Should I use signals? That's also not really analysis. Should I follow another trader? Okay, so we're gonna answer those one by one. And then we're gonna answer the fundamental analysis. How does the news affect the market? Okay. So this question, let's see, how can I find a good entry? Guys, who can tell me what is a good entry? Good entry, enter where? How? What's happening here? Good entry. So let's suppose I'm gonna take a buy now. I believe oil is actually I believe it's going down, so I'm gonna take a sell. Is that okay? Let's try that. I'm gonna click here sell. Oh, actually it's rising. It's rising. Let's keep it as a buy. Okay, it seems like it's rising. Now it's rising. I'm gonna click here buy. Is that okay? Can I do that? What do you guys think? I click here buy because it's green, so I'm gonna click here buy. What do you think? Okay, so entry is based on formations. What is a formation? Who can tell me what is formation? Who knows? A single candle, is it formation? Two candles? Is it good enough? Three? What do you think? Three? Is it already a formation? Three? Yeah? What do you think? Three is enough. Okay. So if I analyze three, will I know how to find a good entry? Guys, entry is based on where I'm at right now and where I want to be at the end of my position. Therefore, when I'm looking at the chart right now and the chart seems green, the candle seems green, it doesn't necessarily means it's going to keep going up. Maybe it's going up now, but I must look at the bigger picture to understand where it's at right now and compared to last time that it's been there. Therefore, if 65 it's where it's been yesterday, I'm going to check first thing, when was the last time that it was there? Right? Okay. I see that the last time that it was there was the 20th of March, was a bit more than a month and a half. Wait, a month and a half. I could say, okay, maybe 6 weeks or so. And what I discover is that it reached this level 65 and it couldn't break any further down. I'm gonna switch from 1 day to weeks. And then I see that the last time that it's been there, okay, a week before, it's been on similar price. So that means that if I enter now, the way down is possibly another $3 down, it's been there yesterday, 63, okay? And the way up is much, much higher. So I have roughly $3 down, three, maybe a little more, right? We said $3 to $5 down, and up, it can move. This is what we called the support, okay? The edge line of every chart, it's not just a single defined support. Support is in levels. So this one is a support, and that one is a support, and this one is a support. Okay, that is also a support line here. Okay, now why am I telling you guys this? Because if I will enter now, okay, I know that it's been, let's go back to days. I know that it's been on that range yesterday, and it could possibly go all the way to possibly here or even to 85. Okay, because this is where it's been a week ago. Now, it could go further down, but it will go down if something fundamental happens. Okay, so this is not related to finding an entry. An entry is something that we usually use technical analysis for, but also we must acknowledge the fundamentals. Okay, the reason that it went down, let's look together. The reason that it went down so considerably is because I don't know if you guys are aware, but there was a Fed's decision yesterday and they decided to increase the interest rate again. Okay, they decided to increase the interest rate. There is a question here. How does the news affect the market? I'm going to speak about exactly that in a few minutes. But first, we must answer the question that we have here. How can I find a good entry? So we understand that there is something called formations. We understand that a single candle doesn't necessarily indicate whether if it's a good position to enter or not. Okay, must be another maybe 2 or 3 or maybe more, right? If you can analyze more, if you're patient enough to analyze the whole fluctuations, great. Otherwise, maybe 2 or 3 could indicate better than a single. But there is also, I don't want to confuse too much, but you need to also remember that each candle has inside of it a formation. Okay, so each candle here, this candle as an example, is a downtrend candle. Okay, it started over here, it went all the way down, but it ended a little higher. It ended here. Okay, I can tell you that because this is how it looks. Okay, but if I'll dig deeper, I can see that this is exactly what happened. Okay, this is yesterday. Okay, so like we said, it went down and then up. So there is a formation even in a single candle, but you must look at the different time frames. Okay, so a good entry, if I'm looking at the support and the resistance, resistance will be the ceiling, will be the upper line. Okay, it will be around here. And also here. Okay, somewhere here. Where else? Okay, there is no need to keep on doing that. I think you guys are pretty wise. I'm sure you understood what's happening here. And underneath we'll have the support. Okay, so this can be a line and that can be a line. Okay, all of those are a support line. Okay, and the reason that I'm showing you that in related to the question that we've got is how can I find a good entry? Okay, so for me to enter right now might be a bit, actually it's still okay. Actually it's still okay. It's still in the range. Okay. But if you look at the price that it's at right now, let's suppose that if it gets to here, I'm already vulnerable. I'm vulnerable here as well, but I can say that the trend has just started. Okay, it's just started. And this tail is reversal. That means we go back again to hours that it's been going up. Okay, it's been going up. This candle might be red. This candle might be red, but you can see that, maybe I can show it to you in a nicer way. Okay, you see that the whole candle, this big movement that's 68, that's almost $5 movement, guys. That happened in minutes. That happened in minutes, guys. Okay, we started analyzing weeks and then days and then hours and then minutes. Look, that happened in minutes. But can you see what happened when it couldn't break? Can you just see? How can I get rid of the? Okay, can you just see what happened when it couldn't break, right? See if it changes accordingly. No, it's not showing what I wanted. Never mind. So the point is that this green candle is continuation. Oh, it's showing. Great. So this green candle is continuation of the uptrend reversal that we had. I just now realized maybe it's a bit too complicated what I'm explaining, but I don't want to delay about it any further. So I can just say that a good entry could be close to the support or close to the resistance, and it needs to be compared with previous prices to make sure that the price that you're aiming for is not far-fetched and it's realistic. Okay, in other words, I could aim to enter here with a buy till roughly here or anywhere in the middle. Okay, but I wouldn't enter with a buy in the middle of the trend or in a point that doesn't legitimate my entry. So how can I find a good entry? Compare previous prices, dates, and analyze support and resistance. Okay, I don't know if it helps. Those questions are very, very general, but still I'm doing my best to. Okay. Next one. Should I use signals? Guys, who knows what signals are? I can show you an example of signals right here. Okay, if I step back from the chart, I click here on the lightning icon here. Okay, and what happens is it's going to give me instructions what to buy or sell. Okay, buy scenario, as you see, long positions above 68, targeted 69, 70 in extension, and with the sell, it shows me here the lines with the pivot that we have acknowledged just a minute ago. This is practically the support. Okay, maybe support could be a bit lower than that. I'd say even 63 or so. Okay, as it stated here, resistance 68. This is a bit different. Support 65. Okay, but it didn't count. Okay, so signals, guys, let me clarify something. Signals are great. Signals. Okay, signals are great, but require to know how to use them. Okay, so if I'm gonna send somebody who has absolutely no idea what's happening here, I'm gonna send him this. Will he use it in the best ways? Will he use it in the best way, or he could interpret things here differently? Okay, it's not guaranteed. My point, guys, with signals, it's that it's just another layer of indication. You want to use signals, no problem, but you must know how to use those signals. Whether if it's now, whether if it's later, how much those prices are going to sustain, what's causing the prices to move this way. Okay, I can't base a strategy on somebody telling me buy or sell randomly. It's just, it will never work. I mean, maybe it would work a few times. Maybe I'll get lucky and it will work a few times. But I must use signals as an additional layer rather than to just go blindly about sell or buy. Okay. Yeah. Let's get the sidebar again. So as I said, if I am buying somewhere here, I should know where I'm aiming for. I should know what's the lot size I'm using to do risk money management. It's okay. It's just not. It needs to be prepared. Okay, signals are great. Okay, so signals are instructions of what to buy or sell and when. Well, sometimes the when is not even there. So should I use signals as a beginner? It's possible to use signals can be great with the right preparations, right? Actually, I'm going to put here great as an right. Okay. All right. All right. So I'm going to put the answer here. That's another one. Let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should I follow a trader? Okay. What do you guys think? This is very similar to signals, okay? What do you think? Let's suppose, okay, that I am a beginner right now. I have absolutely no idea what's happening here. What is crude oil? Where is it? What it does? Okay, I want to follow somebody who is succeeding now. Okay, I've picked somebody. There is an app called AvaSocial. In AvaSocial, you can see lists of traders. You can pick your own trader to follow and to copy and to link your account to his account, and that's wonderful. That's amazing. My question is, do you think that as a beginner, I should follow a trader until I have my own strategy? Let me just clarify that following somebody doesn't obligate me to use solely his strategy. Can make my own strategy at the same time. I can just take the inputs that I want. I can look at other traders and compose something mixed that I feel that it's good. Okay, so I think, yes, I think should I follow another trader? Yes, it's possible. Okay, it's possible and could be helpful. Okay, until I find my own strategy. If somebody succeeds and I'm interested in the things that he's trading with, currencies, commodities, whatever he's doing, and I like it, yes, of course, it could help to watch somebody else how it's trading. I must make comparison to my own capital though. If somebody is using I don't know, 5K account, 10,000 account, something like that, and I'm with a small amount, how can I say that? Result will not be the same. Probably. Probably, okay? All right, so I'm going to put the question here till I find, yes, it's possible and could help find a good, maybe could help indicate a good strategy, right? I don't know how to put it down, but sure. We'll just leave it plain and simple. Yes, it's possible. Could help indicate a good strategy. Okay. I actually I don't think that you should, but it's possible. Okay. I don't like saying you should. That's like something you must do. I don't really like using this terminology. Okay, so we've covered everything beside that one. How does the news affect the market? Okay, so we've left this question for the last one, and also we have the lovely question we've got from the audience so far. I'm sorry that I didn't take any more questions, guys, but I'm not sure we're gonna have time for more questions. Just gonna answer this one, and but at least let me. Can you tell us what time frame chart should we look? Each time frame we read. Okay, so what is the advisable time frame to analyze, right? That's what the question was. Find difficulties to trade alone. No guidance, selling account manager. Don't have idea. Let's give 2 levels down. Let's say today. Okay. This is not a question, and who can help me trade? Okay, that's what this question is all about. So let me quickly answer this question, and then I'm going to keep on with the previous. Senior account manager. Okay. Groups. Mentors. And this is, I guess, this is basically it. But let's see who has this question. Vajira, right? Vajira. So Vajira, when you fund your account with $6,000, and I can tell you that $6,000 is not a bad amount. It's not a bad amount. You can require having a senior account manager assigned on your file, explaining you exactly how to go about it. You have a field of interest that you want to begin with, and you can make a plan. This is what they do. This is why we hire senior account managers. That's exactly what they're here to do. So feel free to just ask one to be assigned. Okay, this is as simple as it gets. Now, groups, I'm sure that there are wonderful. You need to be careful with the groups and with the mentors, because lately I've noticed people advertising things that are a bit, it looks a bit too pretty. Let me say it this way, okay? I don't want to say anything too bad, but sometimes things looks a bit too pretty, so you need to be careful. But I'm sure that you can find good people to associate with, and you can find a good mentor. And like I said, even if you can't, you still have the ground base. You still have the senior account manager, okay? And we will do our best to help our clients all the time, okay? Free of charge. Okay, so what is the advisable time frame to analyze? Right, so this one is depends on the plan. Okay, so I'm gonna put here scalping, intraday. That's actually not. That's not a plan. That's a trading style or swing. Okay, so I don't think that I have a lot of time to explain about each, but that depends on the trading style. That means fast-paced trading, daily, weekly. Oops. And the third one, long term. Okay, so the reason that I wrote it this way is because this way it just makes a bit more sense. If it's fast-paced trading, I'll probably analyze minutes. Okay, probably minutes. If I'm trading daily and weekly, I could hover between daily to weekly, because this is what I care about. But there are exceptions. There are exceptions like this one. Okay, this is something I want to see hourly. Why? Because it's exceptional. It's exceptional, and it indicates me that something occurred. Something fundamental occurred on the market, and it made crude oil do that. Okay. Otherwise, look. Let's keep looking at the other candles. Can we find this candle this big? Let's see. Scrolling. Okay, this might be the only one that we see, and it's not as big. This candle is open 68, close 66. That's $2. That's almost $3. Maybe this guy. Yeah, But beside this guy, you see that oftenly crude oil doesn't bounce this much. Okay, so typically I'm gonna stick with the time frames that suits to my trading style, but I should consider that sometimes there are exceptional things like this candle that makes me want to see a smaller time frame. Okay, because I want to understand it happened in an hour, so there must be something on the news, right? Okay. I hope it helps. I hope that the answers for those questions helped. Okay, what are we left with? Right, fundamental analysis. Guys, who can tell me, let's see how much time we have left. You know what, let me quickly paste it for you guys, and then we can carry on with ease with the last few minutes. I'm gonna paste it in the chat, okay? This is the login and deposit. After you deposit, you can ask senior account manager assignment. This is for the back in the help center. The real account, right? Some people still on the demo hovering, so you can get your real account. The academy, this is for further information, videos, tutorials, explanations, calculations. Very, very recommended. Especially because it's for free for Ava users, so why not to use the facility? It's already there. Q&A, special promotion. So, guys, as you know, we used to give this thing at the end, but people complained that they didn't have time to copy and paste the benefit. So I'm gonna paste the benefit now. And the benefit is that you can get your own one-on-one premium market review, okay? And after you've made a deposit, you give this code to your account manager Q&A benefit, and he's gonna give you one-on-one premium market review, which is crazy helpful, because that's, like I said, similarly to following somebody who is trading. If you get a market review from somebody who is analyzing the market every single day, that's the best indication that you can get. So when you're using it, I suggest to leave a place to take notes and to make the session very valuable as it is. Okay, so the question that I have left for the end: how does the news affect the market? Okay, who knows how the news affect the market? Let's suppose yesterday the interest rate, right? Interest rate is increased. Okay, what do you think that happened after the interest rate increased? Who knows what happened after the interest rate increased? What happened? The market moved. Well, the market moved. That's a good answer. But okay, what's beside that the market is moved? Of course, that the market is moved. Okay, so what does that mean in terms of the dollar? So the increased rate has increased. Okay, so that means what? What does that mean in terms of the economy? How does the economy can respond to the interest rate that is increased? The currency will strengthen. Okay, maybe. Okay, but what do you think? Right now, I'm trading crude oil. Okay, let's suppose that I'm trading crude oil. Crude oil right now, as you saw, responded to the decision quite considerably. How does the news affect the market? What do you think? There is direct connection, and there is a connection that is through another thing. Therefore, if we'll take gold, gold is a safe haven. People used to run to gold when the dollar is not doing too good. You can see that yesterday, after the announcement, gold was about, I wish I could, let's try the months. There we go. Not even here. It's very unfortunate. I wanted to show you the higher point, but it just doesn't let me. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We're just gonna analyze the candle and see what it says here. Okay, so the highest point was 2079. This is, guys, the first time in history that gold could break. Well, I shouldn't say that the first time in history, but it's higher than 2075 and it's higher than 2070. Okay, and if you see along the history, I can keep scrolling to the left, you won't find any higher. So the reason for that is fundamentals. So the way that it works is the interest rate didn't affect the dollar, the gold directly. It's not that, okay, interest rate is increased, now gold costs more. No, that's not how it works. I mean, it does eventually because the interest rate affect the dollar and the dollar affect gold. Okay, again, because people has tendency to run to a safe haven such as gold, as an example, when the dollar is not doing too great. Now, when the decision occurred, hypothetically, higher interest rate is better for the economy. But when the interest rate is increased considerably and consistently for the 9th times, I think 9th or 8th, okay, I think the 9th time, so people having difficulties with their active loans, okay? So that means that banks that used to receive millions of people, I don't know if millions, hundreds of thousands of people come into their banks and asking for loans, okay? And banks are making money out of the interest rate, right? Out of the difference. You take 100,000, you pay I don't know how much, so the difference goes to the bank, right? You get your 100,000, but you will pay much more because you're stretch it over time. Now, when people are not taking those loans, when banks are not making those the money, when they're not making those differences, like we said from the interest rate, it's a very big problem for the economy. Of course, it's a very big problem for the banks themselves. So the news, it affects the market in waves. First, there is the impact on the economy itself, on the dollar. Okay, for instance, if the interest rate is increased in the US, so the currency there is dollar. Okay, and as a result from that, you have gold that is affected. You have crude oil that is affected. Let's look at the indices. Okay, so we understand that the news has few levels of effect. There is the direct connection, there is the around connection, and there is the connection through things that are compared to each other. The gold versus the dollar with the crude oil as an example, and the indices that reflects the economy's performances. Okay. Okay, so how does I can't really explain it in a writing, but how does that affect? There are different levels of impact. Depends on the asset relation with the economy. right? Would it? I don't know how to say it in in writing. That's just a bit crazy. Okay, so I am putting the answer here, guys. It seems like our time for today is up. So I'm gonna tell you all that it's been a pleasure, and I'm gonna wish you all to make a lot of money. And that's it. Keep enjoying the rest of your week and have a lovely, lovely day. Thank you so much.